Oh, g'day. I was just enjoying this nice XPA, beautiful Australian lager. I don't know what it is. My mate gave it to me. But yeah, I wouldn't be Australian to not be enjoying a nice cold beverage on a hot day like it is today. Yeah, so I was just taking a moment and realising, a lot of the reason why I do what I do, and even why my educational videos sort of started to take a bit more of a philosophical turn and try to offer something a little bit more deep and meaningful in life, is because we all got these issues and it's very prevalent, in my everyday life. So I really try to see the bright side of life in every single way, and bring that through to everybody else. And the world is a beautiful, amazing place, particularly if you've got connection to the living world from which you were born, or the living universe from which you were born. I'm sort of using that term these days because it's just so much more expansive. Multi-dimensional living universe from which you were born as well, by the way. Now, the thing is, I cut straight to the chase, because I do have the potential to sometimes ramble on a little bit more, and I never really have the intention to, but it's just the way that a Gemini multiplied by a Gemini kind of framework in the star chart, apparently. That's what I am. That's how it works. But in this case, we'll just get straight to the point. No control. Right? That's what this one's about. No control. Lack of control. Out of control. In fact, the only thing that we can have any kind of control over is ourselves and our connection to the living universe from which we were born. Now, I was just listening to an Alan Watts talk, and I'm going to find that particular thing that he said written down somewhere so I can read it out to you. Basically, everything that is, it is what it is because of its place in reference to everything else that's in the universe. It doesn't matter what it is. And for me, the intricacies of life is what holds the key to the power, so to speak, if you get what I mean. But the thing is, it's about the surrender to the acknowledgement and the acknowledgement that you don't have control. There's very little that we actually have control over in our lives, in our moment, in our minds, in everything that we perceive ourselves and our lives to be. We have very little control over anything whatsoever. Now, I just found myself in a particular state of disharmony and upset, tears. I lost control. I burst into tears. I was talking to someone, and I could do it again, but I come to realise that I was crying about something that I already knew that I didn't have control over. And I don't have control, I don't have power over the well-being of my children or their mother at the moment. It's really affecting me. It's making me very sad. I'm very worried. I'm very scared and I'm very worried. But I don't have control, you see. I don't have control over that. That's not my realm of control. It never was. You understand? You might think it was. You think, father. You think that's your realm of control, but once they get older, once they're growing up, once they're making their own way in the world, then as much as it hurts, we don't have control. We don't have control over this stuff. I don't have control of this plane coming over. I do have control over whether I press pause and make you listen to it or not. I almost shed a couple of tears as soon as I press pause, but why would I do that? What's that to gain? Do it off camera? No. Do something like that and do it on camera. But see, the tears aren't flowing now because I maintain this acknowledgement that I don't have control. Well, I'm not in control. But I'll stop and I'll take a moment now. I've got control over consciously connecting to the living universe from which I was born, or not. I have a dear friend, a psychologist who chooses not to practice it because jaded. But they say to me, they've always said, from my point of view, there's two types of people in this world. Those that try to control everything, and those that realise you can't really control anything. And I agree more and more every day. As polar as that might seem, there's the infinite shades of grey in between. And see the intricacy. See that fly just landed on my nose? That's a living universe from which I was born. I'm terribly fearful for the well-being of people that I love dearly. But I don't have control over that. I don't have control over what they do. And I don't want to have control over what they do. But I just want them to live well. I just want them to live well. I don't want to have any control over them. I don't want to have any power over them. But you see how the upset comes from being out of control? Plane comes. So the other thing that's worth mentioning then, since we're still talking here, is that when one is out of control, this is the other side of the same coin or another coin, some coin. When one is out of control, then one watches oneself be out of control. And then that part of oneself can never have what it wants. So that's something a bit different to what I was just talking about, but it's about control and it's about power. So when you've got this struggle about control, and you want to relinquish all that control, and you've got this thing about control and this dichotomy that's upsetting the economy in your own mind, your own state of being, then that's where you can find that channel to direct it to, is that when one is out of control, when one watches oneself be out of control, then that part of oneself can never have what it wants, you see. And that's enough. Now, why do I do these kind of things? Not exactly, well, maybe just educational, philosophical. Little Brazil sweetheart, my baby. She was helping a soldier just yesterday come to terms with the fact that he was a killer. Because he wasn't a killer before he went to Afghanistan. He's a nice bloke. A kind bloke. Little Brazil sweetheart, my baby, she's a killer. She'll kill a fox by herself. This dog here, this tiny little thing, she'll kill her. She'll catch my dinner for me. If there's rabbits around, she'll catch them. We'll eat rabbits. I'll just take a moment. I wish you all you human beings out there, I wish you all the very best in finding yourself and creating your lives and creating love in your lives, and letting go of the things that get in the way of the relationships. We think that we need to be who we are. We think that we know who we are and who we need to be and all that kind of stuff. Well, we don't know nothing about nothing. And when we can recognise that and just feel and live from our heart and from our stomach, then we can make this world a much better place straight away. And I sincerely do live that way, whether it seems like that or not in real life, and whether you know me or not and you think that's who I am. I sincerely do live that way. So there's a lot of thoughts that I choose not to have. And that's where control comes into, is choosing not to have the thoughts that then evoke the feelings, that then lead to the other thoughts, that lead to the actions and all that kind of stuff, right? I don't have those thoughts because I choose not to have them. I try to choose to have certain good thoughts, but even if I can't do that, I choose not to have those other thoughts. And you see, I've got this. See that eyebrow is like a scope, like the sights of a rifle. You see. So I've got this laser vision, like I'm looking down the sights of a rifle with everything that I approach in life. Sometimes you need to go away in order to come back again, you see? And see I'm offline? See? Well, still bang, gotcha. But see, you go away and you need to come back again. Right? So, if you grow your eyebrows long, then you can put them in this kind of lines here, just lines it up. I know exactly, except for when I do that sort of messes it up a bit, doesn't it? But you see, if I keep my eyebrows still, then I've got you lined up. I've got you lined right up, you see? Except anyway, it's enough of that. Cheerio.